Previously on The Last Door. After the death of his old friend Anthony, DeVitt decides to travel back to the school they both attended in the outskirts of Aberdeen. In his search, DeVitt meets his old teacher, Father Ernest. He also remembers the experiment they all attempted many years back, which had terrible consequences. The truth is revealed. Father Ernest worships the Eye of the Bird, a vision resulting from the experiment. He killed many people trying to replicate its results. Those who saw the eye back then he calls the Four Witnesses. When discovered, Ernest immolates himself. Finally, Ernest's servant knocks DeVitt out and buries him alive. All is darkness. All is cold. All is silence. And then we begin the episode. So welcome back to episode 3 of The Last Door. There's only more for us to uncover as we delve deeper and deeper into the mysteries. I hope you guys are excited, because I know I am. Let's just sit back and enjoy this wonderfully atmospheric opening. And so we begin our game in earnest. We seem to be in a snowy forest of some kind. Jeremiah, we must talk. With your mother deceased, arrangements have been made regarding your upbringing. A man of my position and responsibility cannot take the time to look after a young boy. First thing in the morning, you will depart for Scotland. I am sending you to study at the St. Gall boarding school in Aberdeen. You need not bother to write, as I will not have time to read your letters. Looks like we are in a flashback sequence. Still no letters for you, DeVitt. Please, do not persist any further. Seems like, Anthony had a really shitty family of a horrible father. Pleased to meet you, my new classmates. And who is that? Him? Oh, that's just DeVitt. Pay him no mind. He's a little odd. Interesting. Hello, I'm Anthony Beechworth. This is my first term here. I've only just arrived. I hope we can be friends. Oops, I mixed up their names again. I meant Jeremiah DeVitt, not Anthony DeVitt. No such person. And then it was all a dream. But hey, at least Anthony was always a cool person. What is happening? Alright, so we begin our episode. A shiver runs down my spine when I look at what could have been my eternal deathbed. Let's see the ticket. I wonder how it got in my pocket. The Four Witnesses. A ticket to see a play called The Four Witnesses. Yep. What's this over here? My head is pounding. I feel so weak and thirsty. If I don't drink water soon, I will faint. Dear Lord, where am I? Alright, well then let's move on out. Doesn't seem too bad so far. Seems like we're in like a spooky little building of sorts, I guess. I'm in a city. Is it Aberdeen? How could I have escaped? Can't see anything beyond this wall but the dark facades of buildings on the far side. No fast forward for us. There are people here. Young man, could you please tell me where I am? He's not gonna say anything to us. What about this fella right here? He's crying about potatoes. Please, sir, could you give me some water? This ain't charity, toff. I only sell to paying customers, so cough up or get out. We have no money. He ain't gonna give us anything. He's an asshole. There's a cart blocking the alley. I won't be able to pass it until it has been moved. An indignant in ragged clothing sits leaning against the brickwork. This young man sleeps under a filthy blanket. And I guess this, a young woman suffers difficulty breathing. What about this fellow? We can talk to him. Please, I need water. Get out of here, drunk. Why is no one helping? There is a man staring at me from the midst of the crowd. Something in his countenance seems strange to me. And then he ran off and closed the door. Please, ma'am, could you tell me where I am? You don't know where you're at? Why, this is the old Nickel Street Rookery. A darker, more decrepit place like never there was. But that's in London. How could I have arrived in this slum? So we went from Scotland to London. Here's some water. From the pipe flows grimy water, full of soot. It's our only option, man. The water's foul odor is repulsive, but I'm overcome with thirst. Shouldn't have even drank it. Maybe it was too late. I must have fainted. It is dangerous to be in Old Nickel at night. I should make my way out as quickly as possible. From the pipe flows grimy water. I don't intend to drink it again. It had an awful taste. The stench from this sewer drain is nauseating. And everyone is gone. But hey, the cart's gone, so we can go this way. Meanwhile... Herr Dr. Wakefield is here to see you, mein Herr. Show him in, Herz. It is about your patient, is it not? There is no trace of him. He hasn't shown up for his last few sessions. I've been to his house, of course. His landlady assured me he went on a trip weeks ago and hasn't come back home. He kept the destination to himself. Then it is as happening as I feared. What do you mean? I am sorry, my dear friend. I first thought of this when you described your sessions with Herr de Witt, but I didn't want to upset you without need, as I hoped for the best. Now, I am afraid my suspicions could be true. There are some things that I will have to verify first, though. I promise that I will contact you as soon as I have learned anything important. Please, Herr Doctor, as a matter of the utmost importance, no one else know of this matter. You have my total discretion. So it seems like Jeremiah's doctor is really worried about him. And whoever this German guy is seems to know more than he's letting on. And so we begin the episode proper. I feel like I must have been walking these streets for hours. Surely I must be close to finding my way out of this labyrinth. Well, what better way to do than to just start exploring? The boarded up window of a rundown house. Dust smears the glass, preventing me from seeing the interior. Looks like we're in an old butchery now. Cuts of rancid meat lie discarded on the butcher's block. The remains of a horse hang by a hook affixed to the wall. Its blood drains, seeping into the floorboards. Yeesh. That's the only light coming in from this filthy room. Alright, well. Metal plate planted in the wall. If I didn't know better, I would say it was a bolt hole, not a butthole. Alright, I already know this puzzle. And boom, there we go. Simple and easy. And so we get to come in here. This machine is old and in disrepair. It appears to be some sort of filtering machine. Despite its condition, it seems to have been used just recently. A bottle of gin. It's empty, but it may be of some use. Well then pick it up. It's a glass essencer. Liquids are poured into the top and then impurities are removed through a valve at the bottom. And I think that's all we can do in here for the time being, so let us move on. This way we go. What do we see here? The glass is fogged over, but for a handprint left on the surface. Can we open the door? No, it's closed. What about this way? What's in here? It's just rubbish. Rotten scraps of food and discarded papers. You may keep my miserable kingdom. You may keep my spike-encrusted jewels. Stay there as you will and stare into my eyes. I am a shadow's shadow and will not disappoint. Can we open this gate? The gate is latched shut. I cannot open it from this side. Well, we can go into the spooky sewers, so that's what we're gonna do. The letters seem to have been inscribed with an oily grime. It reads, "Rats." I'm not sure if that's a warning or an exclamation. Well, what's this over here? The sewer is flooded here with an ankle-deep pool of water. Patches of oil swirl on its surface. Good thing we have a bottle. I collected some of the oily water in my gin bottle. So we have oily gin. And we're going to go back the way we came, because I already know what to do with it. There's an essensifier that we can use. And that is just what we're going to do. We're going to use our oily water on it. I pour the contents of the bottle into the essencer. The oil floats on the surface. When I open the valve, I will drain the water until all of the water has been removed. That's it. I've extracted all of the water. Only the oil remains now. Oh. Guess I'll have to come back here later. I forgot a step. My bad. So we're gonna go this way, and now we go this way. There are people there. There's that guy that we saw, but there's this fine lady. Let's speak with her. Do you hear them? It's the crows, searching for the moans of the weak and dying. They're calling to each other. They must have found something. The streets are so confusing to navigate. I'm afraid I lost my way. Could you direct me out? Yes, lost one, I can give you direction. I have been gifted with the second sight. I can peer deep into your past and unwind the tapestry of your feet. Would you like me to close my eyes so that yours may be opened? I haven't a penny to pay you. Money is of no matter here. Come closer to me now. So now we get to pick our cards. Let's pick this one. The puppet. Threads hanging from an immense hand of dust converge upon a single point, your mind. Where memories, oblivions, and shadows clusters as one, it is your friend and foe, your home and your prison. What about this one? The scream. It begs you to escape. Mute, it shrieks your lost name. Sharp, painful, and burning, its voice is one you know. The dying star. You lost your guide. You follow the stream but do not know where it goes. You think you have escaped, but actually you are getting closer and closer. I don't understand. What does it all mean? I can't unpick these ends. The threads you have woven in destiny are too tight, child, but you will. Oh yes, you will. It is not for me to say, but for you to discover. Remember that in the fog, we see only what is closest to us. The bird remains in the distance. If you wish to leave, you must follow the path of the bird. No more direction can I give. Pardon me, I must go. You will need a map to guide your steps. Farewell. What's this? A rusty old oil lamp sits in the corner. No, it does not belong to anyone. You're welcome to take it if you like. I'm not sure what good it'll do you without any oil, though. So we're just gonna go take that. Thankfully, I know where some oil is. Should have gone to the fortune teller lady first, just to pick that up, so we can have done it in one fell swoop. But I thought I was clever. I filled the lamp with oil. I hope it'll be enough to last the night. Can't light it just yet, though. We have to go back. God, I love that fast forward option. It's so useful. So let's light our lamp at the coals. And there we go. We have a lamp. Now let's talk to this... Okay, he's just gonna run away from us again. Ah, but he unlocked that door for us. He's in here somewhere. Ooh, was he nothing but birds? An old bottle of St. Emilion Grand Cru is covered with dust. The portrait of a gentleman with a distant look seems vaguely familiar. A picture has collapsed from the wall. Well, what about here? An old worn-out coat hangs on the rack. In one of its pockets is a pair of gloves. We can take those gloves. And up the stairs we go. A bright meadow. The picture has faded to a dull color. Ooh, did you hear that? Someone was laughing. But wait, there's more. Now my eyes focus in the gloom. I can see that the person sitting on the bed is an elderly woman. She's just dressed up as a young girl for some reason. She appears to not hear me or see me here. Oh, from here. I'll need to get closer if I am to explain myself. My reflection stares back at me through the grime. An old wardrobe. There's a note here as well. March 8th, 1843. I'm exhausted. Father made me rehearse today for 8 hours. By the end, the music wavered with his trembling hands. It's still a long time for the day of the show, but he insisted that everything must be perfect. One more song, he said over and over. March 21st, 1843. Father got really mad at me and he started to shout when, after many hours of rehearsal, I said that I wanted to go out and play a little bit in the street. More and more he is obsessed with rehearsing, with concerts, with perfection. April 3rd, 1843. Am I not the one who earns the money to feed us? Am I not the one people come from all over to see and admire? Is my name not the one printed on all of the posters? My name! The dolls for sale at the theater entrance, they have my likeness, my dress, and my beautiful hair. I should be the one who makes the decisions. And April 21st, 1843. One more song. Yes, one more. A last song for you, Papa. Creepy. So, what's your deal, lady? No, I don't want to dance and sing anymore. It is enough for today. I want my lemonade and I want to play. Who are you? Actually, madam, I'm afraid I've never met you before. I don't know who you are. Ah, you don't you recognize me? No, I don't. No, madam, I'm afraid I do not. I'm very sorry. Oh, no, not at all. It's fine. It's been a while since I last performed, I suppose. But don't you forget it. I'm the great little Caddy. Singer, dancer, the golden girl of London's music halls. I'm looking for a gentleman. He's well dressed with red hair. Do you know him? He led me to this place. No, father. I've been practicing the latest repertoire as you ordered. I have behaved very well today, haven't I? I want to get out of this place. Hide and seek! Oh, I do love games. I go to the fog when I want to get away. Daddy won't find me there, you see. In the fog, there are no faces. Let's play. Now stand next to the fireplace and count to 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. What's the time, Mr. Wolf? 1, 2, 3. What's the time, Mr. Wolf? And things are getting creepy. Who's that man? 1, 2, 3. What's the time, Mr. Wolf? Whoa. Everything changed. Quick, look away. 1, 2, 3. What's the time, Mr. Wolf? Okay then. She just gave her father one more song. Look away before she kills you, dude. What in the blazes just happened? My head. It's pounding. And where did she go? There's stuff down here. The pile of things on the floor after Caddy's disappearance. There's a mask. I'll pick it up. It's a porcelain mask. It broke when it fell. The distorted features, there's a grotesqueness to them. Don't like to look at it. And look, underneath the mask, a photograph. It has a note. Little Caddy Show. There's a girl lit up by a spotlight in the music hall, singing to a live piano. Jeezy Willikers. And there's something amongst the embers of the fireplace. Good thing we have protective gloves. It's a spherical piece of metal. A doorknob? Well, what about here? The wardrobe is locked. So we don't have a key to the wardrobe. But we hear someone laughing. The sitter is a strikingly beautiful young woman. Her features are sharp and aristocratic. The portrait of a middle-aged man. He seems troubled. The doorknob is missing. Oh, but we have a doorknob. A big wall mirror. It's covered in dust, so I can't recognize my face, though. The laughter is coming from behind the curtains. I can faintly see the outline of a figure on the other side. It's a porcelain doll with lifelike proportions. The face has been removed, leaving her featureless, but its wig shines brightly as though of human hair. The record is scratched. It's repeating on a loop. Okay, so that's the laughter. Let's turn that off. And take the wig. With the hair removed, the doll is even more unsettling. And that's all there is for us there. What about this portrait? This man in the picture has quite a hypnotic gaze. Next room in this spooky house. A painting of a beautiful young lady with peaceful expression. She looks like one of Raphael's angels. How are you, sir? No, no, no! Did I not pray enough? Have I not written faithfully every last note you screwed into me? Middle C up to A, measure G up to C, tied F, second violin, bar 2, middle C up to A, double note E, G, C. No! This was supposed to be our masterpiece. Viola C, up an octave, and then up to a G. What? Who do you think you are? Are you a blind man? Can't you see that I'm creating the angel's voice? The work! C to A, an octave higher. A fragile voice flutters around the strophe. No, 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 no! Hands swallow you, laugh at you, I lost it again. Are you all right, sir? My inspiration, too, was lost, quite lost. In the fog, the notes moan. Just her. Who was she? Oh, beautiful Daphne. The best soloist what a composer could have. The voice of an angel, what made my music possible. She would stand there by the window. The wind caressed her cheeks. It danced in her golden hair. Her dress glowed like an ember in the dusk sun. What happened to her? She was very delicate, like a flower in the desert, like a petal in the storm. The sickness, it just swept her away. Her voice, my God, her voice, it came from heaven. She was the angel of my music. I'm following a man, though come to think of it, maybe he is following me. He has a red beard and wears a cape. I sometimes find this man, too, among my notes. I feel him close to me at times. Please, I need to get out of this place. You ask me for words, but words are betrayer. They're dirty. Music, just music remains beautiful, but it's a prisoner inside all of us. We must set it free. I can't help you now, not until my work is finished. My work is an important thing. She was my only inspiration. All right, I must go. Let music and singing surround you, my man. What's this stuff over here? Paper bound up in a roll. It seems to be a discarded musical score. Let's go ahead and take that. A tailor's mannequin. Why is it beside the window? Well, I can show you what we need to do. You noticed I walked by a ladder. Let's go up that ladder. There's a bird cage. This cage must have housed a huge bird. Only a feather remains. We can use the score to get the feather. If I blow through the paper roll, I could manage to make the feather fly. I got it. It's a big black feather with some gray spots in the base. There's even a piano and a sheet music. It looks like the lyrics to a song entitled The Last Song for You. The verses are scrawled so poorly as to make them illegible. This piano is so dusty, I dare say it hasn't played in years. I wonder if it still works. Well, then find out. Something is preventing one of the keys from depressing. There was a key hidden under the key. Yay! And there we go. Now that we have the key, we can go back here. Oh, wrong room. If you recall, the wardrobe was locked. And so we shall unlock it. There's an elegant scarlet party dress inside. There's nothing else in the wardrobe. Now, we're not quite done. As you've likely figured out, we need to use that mannequin in the violinist's room to inspire him. But while we have everything that we need, we still need to fix the mask, because it is broken. So what's this over here? Judging by the resin oozing on the surface of this tree trunk, it appears to have been recently chopped down. So we use the feather on the tree. I managed to coat the feather with the resin. I use the resin on the mask. I've stuck the pieces together with the resin. This face, it reminds me of a girl from one of the paintings. And so, we have all three things that we need to help our violinist. And so, now we head back to him. And then the wig. Yeah, just right. It looks more and more like the young woman in the painting. That one right there, the one that we saw before. Daphne, you're back! Are you a figment of my melancholic mind? Are you the ghost of my dying music? No, it does not matter, because you are with me again, and I now know exactly how to compose my masterpiece. Please, take my violin. Now that I have completed my work, I no longer have a use for it. It needs to be with her. Go to the mausoleum and place the violin where her heart lies. The angel of my music will guide you. Here, take the key to the mausoleum, my friend. I must go. Let music and singing surround you. Look for Simurg. So who is Sigmurg? And now there's a full song playing. And here's the mausoleum. Thankfully, we have a key. So he wants us to put the violin in her grave. Here lies an angel. Great pity must be felt for those who did not hear her. Pity for those not blessed by her naive grace, not shaken by her heavenly voice, trembling their souls into divine ascendance. Here lies Daphne. God rest her soul. The sarcophagus is broken. Where on earth is the coffin? Who could have done this? But we can go further. The trail of soil leads from the sarcophagus to this hole. Was the coffin transported through here? And now we can open this gate. If you recall, that was that locked one. It's locked. I don't see anything through these dirty window panes. What was that? Maybe I can see something if I look into the keyhole. Darkness there, and nothing more. Oh, come on. Little bit of a jump scare. Not quite, though. With the help of the river, the naive Daphne hid from the sun in the shadowy mist. She changed her skin for strong bark, so her heart was forever concealed, her dance frozen in the rustle of 1,000 leaves. Huh, what a coincidence. We're looking for the body of a woman named Daphne. Let's proceed further into what appears to be a bookstore. And there's someone even here. I beg your pardon, sir, if I've startled you. What are you doing here, sitting in the dark? Why, I'm reading these marvelous books. In the dark? But how can you see the words without any light? That's the only way to see them, really. That is, if you want to see the words on the other side of the page, the words from the shadows. Shadow always hides from the light, you know, so they can only be read in darkness. Are you the owner of this bookshop? Oh, goodness no. The bookshop doesn't belong to anyone, not since I found it here. I'm just a guest, an explorer of these ancient tomes. Have you seen a man pass this way? He is red-haired, tall, and wears a cape. Oh yes, I know of whom you speak. I see him here from time to time, perusing the books. He would pick up one off the shelf, glance at it, and then put it back. He and I never spoke, though. Why do you ask? I see him sometimes, but he slips away whenever I try to meet him. I feel as if he is guiding me towards something. That may be so. We each have our own white rabbit to lead us through lost places. Could you tell me which books this man perused? Let me think. Ah yes, I recall him looking at Unexplored Places of the Empire. An excellent tome, very revealing and very rare. This bookshop is very fortunate to have a copy in its collection. I'm not sure where it is now, but I'm sure it can't be far. Pardon the interruption, sir. I'll leave you to your reading. So there's a weird man sitting in the dark, reading books. I hear a woman's voice in the distance. It sounds as if she's singing a lullaby? Ah, and there's another open book. A book lies on the floor. Its spine reads, Unexplored Places of the Empire. A page has been marked. The Place of Eternal Fog. Also known as Zai La, it is a unique bay in the east of Bailishwa, near the jungles of Bengala. It is surrounded by tall, snow-capped mountains. Usually covered in mist, the waters of the bay are very dangerous and rarely visited. Can we read more? No, we cannot. Oh, what's this? The remains of a coffin. It looks like it was burst from the inside. It's a massive dead tree. How could it have formed here inside this building and without sunlight? And there's a piece of paper here. On the ground lies a book entitled The Songs of Zai La. The page to which it was open has been torn out, but the remaining fragment identifies a song title, The Search for Simurgh. And there's our missing page right there. I see something caught in the branches. It appears to be a page torn from the book below. Now, if you recall, when we first entered the bookshop, it said that the Daphne was turned into a tree. Is this our same Daphne? So how do we get the violin to her if she's a tree? A surprisingly lush vegetation covers this place. I don't recognize the species these plants belong to. So we can only go ever onward, deeper into the underground place. Do not fall asleep. What's this way? Oh, hey. I did not know that it continued. So let's go this way. Oh hey, there's a page. This note is partially obscured by the mud. I mustn't fall asleep. I hear them crawling. I hear them gnawing. Rats. Too many of them. They know I'm here. I mustn't fall asleep. They stalk me, coming closer and closer. I can see their blood-red eyes glimmering in the darkness. I mustn't fall asleep. What's this over here? A pile of ragged clothes, caked with mud and full of holes. I guess someone fell asleep. The dead roots of a once great tree fill the cavernous sewer. A strange green moss covers its surface, and there's a great crack along its length. Well, if Daphne is the tree and there's a hole there, then maybe we can put the violin in there. The violin has disappeared amongst the roots, as if swallowed up. The trunk seems to be expanding. That noise came from above. So let us proceed ever onward, back through the grimness. The tree has grown. Some of the branches crashed through the window and into the street. The window has been broken by the tree's branches and its sudden growth. Intense rays of light stream into the bookshop. Well, now, since we couldn't get that page caught in the branches before, maybe we can now. Thankfully, we do not need to talk to that eccentric man reading in the dark anymore, because he'll just say the same thing. What are all these books over here? Books with unpronounceable names in dead languages. And now we can go through here. And there's our missing paper sheet. The paper sheet captured in the branches is now within my reach. On the page is a strange poem. First into the wind they sought for the king, but lost were the birds, they wept in suffering, and flew to the sea compelled in need. They found their silence, the quest was complete. And there's the man. After him! But the only way, now, is through this fog. If you remember, you can get lost in the fog, but everything that we've done so far has been to get this piece of parchment, and if you follow the lines of the poem, we can make our way out. Thankfully, I know what to listen for. And there we go. Simple as that. Your ticket, please. So he wanted our ticket? Thank you. Please come in. We can't even look at him. But we can go into this ooky spooky opera house. So we managed to make it out of Old Nickel Street and into something rather weird and otherworldly. Mysterious opera or theater house in the fog. Hello, Jeremiah. I knew you would find us eventually. Welcome to our humble performance. You were there. You were part of the group. You don't remember my name, do you? I am Alexander. What is this all about? What do you want from me? From you? Nothing, dear Jeremiah. It is you who came here searching for answers. It is the same as when you joined our group. We each came with our own reasons. Do you remember yours? If you remember, DeWitt was a philosopher. True philosophy? Indeed. It was our thirst for knowledge that drew us together. No one waits for us out there, dear Jeremiah. There is no one who will care for us when our hour comes. We had been alone until now. How did I end up in London after being buried in the boarding school? The bird protects us. It is by his design that we should meet again, but we are not the only ones who take shelter beneath his wings. His influence and power is ever expanding, ever reaching. Do you not feel him beckoning? I only want to wake from this nightmare. This is no nightmare. It is a show, a performance. The truth we seek lies beyond the curtain. Now we have crossed the point of no return. The lights are on, the stage is set, and you shall meet the actors. Welcome. This belongs to you. And all we can do is take our mask. Dearest Herr Dr. Wakefield, if you are reading this, then you have followed my instructions to arrive at the agreed upon address. Good. I apologize that I could not accompany you immediately. My own investigations have demanded a certain unanticipated degree of attention. I have determined that your patient DeWitt is in serious trouble. I will contact you with more information post-haste. In the meantime, discretion is of the utmost importance. Your friend, Johann Kaufmann. And the adventure continues in episode 4. Well, guys, I hope you liked that episode. I know I did. It left us with a big cliffhanger as to what's going on, but maybe we'll get questions to our answers and answers to our questions in the next episode. Anyway, I hope to see you at the next episode, and I hope you guys had fun. Until then, take care now. Bye-bye.